Okay, we're going to start the first unit, deflection of beams. Okay, the PDF is visible. Is the PDF is visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Is whiteboard is visible?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sharing the PDF. Yes. The PDF is visible now.
No, sir.
Now is it visible? Why is the PDF is visible?
No, sir. Blank screen is visible.
No, sir.
One second. Is it visible now?
No, sir.
Now is it visible?
No, sir.
One second. Is it visible? Is whiteboard is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Check once PDF is visible now.
No, sir.
Okay, leave it. Just I will
Yes, sir.
explain it on the whiteboard. Okay, next we are going through deflection of beams. A topic called deflection of beams. Deflection of beams. If a beam carries a uniformly distributed load or a point load, a beam is deflected from its original position. If you consider any beam, suppose I am considering this simply supported beam. I am considering a simply supported beam. Mute your mics. I am considering a simply supported beam. Okay, I am applying some uniformly distributed load on this beam. Okay, what happens? This beam will undergo some deflection. This beam will undergo some deflection. Deflection at midpoint is y, and deflection at end supports is end supports. You have a slope, and the deflection will be 0 at the end supports. Okay, what happens if a beam carries a uniformly distributed load or a point load? If a beam carries a uniformly distributed load or a point load, the beam is deflected from its original position. Okay, which a beam is deflected from its original due to the loads acting on the beam, it will be subjected to a bending moment. The radius of curvature of the deflected beam is given by the equation. This bending equation is nothing but come from bending equation. M by I is equal to E by R. It comes from whenever you have a uniformly distributed load or any point load acting on the beam, there will be some deflection takes place in the beam. Okay, the deflection will be takes place in the beam due to a bending moment. That is due to a bending equation. You know this equation. Now. This is a bending equation. M by A is equal to F by Y is equal to E by R. From that equation, you are considering M by I is equal to E by R. That is R is equal to, you can write it as R is equal to E by M into I. You can write it as R is equal to E by M into I. You can write, or EI by M. You can write it as R is equal to EI by M. This curve, which is this deflection curve, is the radius of curvature of deflection curve is R. That is R is equal to EI by M. Okay. From this, you will get a deflection curve. The term EI by M will be constant. Constant if the beam is subjected to a constant bending moment M. What he is saying that the term EI by M is constant if a given radius of curvature is a constant. Understand? The figure shows before any load applied, after load applied. Okay, when you see this figure, if you consider a point load as well, when you consider a point load of the beam, when you consider a point load as well, okay, when you consider a point load, again the deflection is like this. Understand? For simply supported beam, the deflection will be like this. So this is the load applied on the beam, and this is the deflection curve of the beam. Okay, this deflection curve comes from the equation, flexure equation, comes from a flexure equation or bending equation. It comes from a bending equation. Okay, using this equation, you are going to solve some of the problems. Understand? This deflection curves comes from a bending equation. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How this deflection curve is coming means it is coming from a deflection equation. It is coming from a bending equation. Next, when it goes to the slope and deflection of the beam. Okay, when it goes to the slope and deflection of a beam, okay, here you have a relation between slope, deflection and radius of curvature. You have a small derivation, that is relation between slope, deflection, relation between, you have a relation between slope, deflection and radius of curvature r. You have a slope, deflection and radius of curvature r. What is the relation here? The relation is nothing but a, you have a small derivation, you can refer the textbook. Okay, using this derivation only, okay, this derivation also derived from a deflection equation. So using this equation, here you are going to solve all the problems. Using this differential equation, here you are going to solve all the problems. The deflection equation is ei d square y by dx is equal to mx. The relation between bending moment, slope and deflection is ei d square y by dx square is equal to mx. You can write it as d square y by dx square is equal to 1 by ei into mx. Okay, what happens? This is the deflection curve, or this is nothing but a equation of a this is a equation of a deflection equation, or it can be written as a relation between slope, deflection and radius of curvature. So from this equation, what you are doing is you are integrating on both sides. Integrating on both sides. When you integrate on both sides, what happens whenever you are integrating on both sides? Whenever I am integrating on both sides, whenever I am integrating on both sides, what happens to this one? This one will become dy by dx is equal to 1 by ei into mx plus c. It will become as dy by dx, where dy by dx is nothing but your slope theta, where dy by dx is nothing but your slope theta. This c1 is nothing but a constant. Then what will you do? Again integrate on, again you will integrate on both sides. Again you will integrate on both sides. Again you will integrate on both sides. If you integrate on both sides, again what happens? Again I am integrating on both sides. Again I am integrating on both sides. Integrate on both sides, I will get y is equal to 1 by ei mx plus c1x plus c2. This y is nothing but your deflection. This y is nothing but your deflection. Okay, this equation is known as a deflection equation, and this equation is known as a slope equation. In this manner, we'll solve the slope and deflections. In this manner, we'll solve the slope and deflections. In the same manner, we'll solve slope and the deflections. So we will use this equation everywhere in the problems. We'll use this equation. So after that, next we are going to, okay, next you have, is it clear? This mx is nothing but this is a bending moment, this one is a slope, this one is a deflection. Okay, so if you want to calculate the shear force, Okay, it will be d cube y by dx cube. Rate of loading d to the power of 4 by dx to the power of 4 will be rate of loading. It's not required for us in the syllabus. Then you have a methods of determining slope and deflection in a loading beam. Here you have a three methods. Already have told you. Here you have a three methods for calculating the deflection. Emma, his PDF is visible. Now you can check it once.
No, sir.
Is anything is writing on the PDF? Okay, right. Okay, there is some problem with this PDF file. So, okay. Next, we are going to the different methods. The first method is double integration method. Double integration method. Then the second one is Michaelis method. Moment area method. Second one is moment area method. Moment area method. And the third one is Michaelis method. Michaelis method. Third one is Michaelis method. Here you have these three methods. Whereas this double integration method is used only for the first two methods are used for single loads, where the third method is used for several loads. Okay, I have told you these two methods will be used for single loading condition, whereas this one is used for several loads. Understand? Several load conditions will use this methods. Is it clear? So first, double integration method is nothing but this is the process which you have done here. First, you will take the moment about x, then you will integrate one time, you will get a slope, you will apply the boundary conditions and find the value of c, then again you will integrate and again you will calculate the value of c2 by using the boundary conditions, then you will get a deflection. This is a method of double integration. In Michaelis method also will follow the same process, whereas in moment area method we will draw a bending moment diagram and calculate the area of bending moment. Okay, that is nothing but a here slope is nothing but area by area of bending moment by ei, whereas the deflection is nothing but in moment area method, whereas the deflection is nothing but here the deflection is nothing but in moment area a into area into centroidal distance by ei. This is a moment area method. That you calculate like this. Area is nothing but area of a bending moment diagram. Here we will calculate the area of a bending moment diagram in moment area method. Understand? Slope is nothing but area into slope is nothing but area into area by ei. Deflection is nothing but area into centroidal distance of a bending moment diagram into ei by ei. That gives your slope and deflection in a moment area method. Double integration method means you will integrate two times. Michaelis method also you will integrate two times. Okay, this is the process you will follow. We will solve one simple problem using double integration method. Okay, so deflection of a simply supported beam carrying a point load at the center. Up to here, is it clear? Now I am moving to the small derivation here. You have a derivation of a standard derivation for a double integration method, that is simply supported beam with a point load at the center. So I am moving to it. So first I am considering a First, I am considering a simply supported beam. Simply supported beam. I am considering a simply supported beam with a point load at the center. Considering a simply supported beam with a point load. Point load, the length of the beam is L meters. So first what I am doing is, what are the support reactions? If we calculate the support reactions of the beam, what are the support reactions we have? The load of the beam is
The load
W.
of the beam is W.
Okay. Reactions here, the distance from this A to B is L meters, A to C is L by 2, C to B is also L by 2, and the total distance is L meters. So what will be the support reactions? RA is equal to RB is equal to, it is WL by 2 or W by 2. What will be the support reactions? It will be total load here acting is W. Total load acting here, it is W. So RA is equal to RB is equal to W by 2 will be the support reactions. Here you have W by 2, here you have W by 2. Two support reactions will be there, RA and RB. Then here you are calculating, moment about A. That is nothing but moment about X. Here you are considering some section X. Moment about X is, I am considering moment about X. I am considering X here. Then it is RA, moment about X is equal to RA into X. That is moment about X is equal to W by 2 into X. What is your deflection equation? EI d square y by dx square is equal to mx. In this equation I am substituting EI d square y by dx square is equal to W by 2 into X. W by 2 into X. Then I am integrating on both sides. Then I am integrating on both sides. Then I am integrating on both sides. So I am integrating on both sides. What happens? EI, writing integrating on both sides. EI dy by dx is equal to W by 2 into X square by 2 plus C1. Then I am simplifying this one. EI dy by dx is equal to Wx square by 4 plus C1. This is your one equation. So in this equation you are applying, I am applying the boundary conditions. What are the boundary conditions I have? At x is equal to L by 2, dy by dx is equal to 0. Already I have told you the slope at the midpoint of the beam will be always 0. When you consider a simply supported beam deflection, at midpoint you have a deflection and at end points you have a slopes. Okay, from this I can consider at end points you have a slopes. Okay, from this I am considering that. Is it clear? I am considering a boundary condition at x is equal to L by 2, dy by dx is equal to 0, and I substitute this boundary condition here. What happens? 0 is equal to wx wl square by, it will be 8 or 16. Okay, I will simplify this one. Here it is W by 4 as it is. here L square by 4 plus C1, whereas C1 is equal to, we'll get a value as minus WL square by 16. C1 is equal to minus WL square by 16. When you substitute here, EI dy by dx is equal to WL square by 4 plus minus WL square by 16. Here you want a slope at which point? Slope will be always, you have a slope at end points. Understand? In the simply supported beam, you have a slope at end points. Then slope at A. At A point, the value of x is 0. At point A, at A, the value of x is, at point A, the value of x is 0. Substitute 0 here. Then here you have dy by dx is equal to 1 by EI into 0 minus WL square by 16. When I simplify this one, here, when I simplify this one here, here you have dy by dx is equal to WL square by 16 EI will be the slope. Understand? This is the slope of this equation. Then again you are taking this equation 1. Again you are considering the slope equation. What is the equation here? What is the slope equation? Already you have EI dy by dx. Is it clear? Is it clear? Anybody has any doubt? EI dy by dx is equal to wx square by 4 minus, here it is, WL square by 16. Okay, again I am integrating on both sides. Here I will get EI y is equal to W by 4 into x cube by 3 minus here WL square by 16x plus C2. Is it clear? Roll number 67. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, anybody has any doubts? So here it is, EI y is equal to W by 4 into x cube by 3 minus WL square by 16 into x plus C2. Then here also you are applying the boundary conditions. What are the boundary conditions here you apply? Okay, here this is a slope for theta A and theta B. You will get the same values. WL square by 16 EI is the slope for, this is a standard formula for simply supported beam with a midpoint load. Then here you are applying a boundary conditions again. What are the boundary conditions? Here you have where C2 is another constant of it. At x is equal to 0, deflection is 0. Here you have a boundary condition. At x is equal to 0, deflection y is 0. When I substitute here, 0 is equal to W into 0 by 3 minus W into 0 by 16 plus C2. I will get a value of C2 as a 0. Here I am getting the value of C2 as a 0. Then when I substitute here, then the deflection equation is EI y is equal to, what I will get, EI y is equal to W into x cube by 12 minus W into L square by 16 into x plus 0. Then here you have a deflection. The maximum deflection always occurs at a point C, that is at a midpoint. At midpoint, the value is, what will be the value? Maximum deflection occurs at y is equal to yc, and x value is L by 2. At x is equal to L by 2. In this diagram, at x is equal to L by 2, here you have a maximum deflection. At this point, you have a maximum deflection. So the deflection curve will be like this. Here you have a maximum deflection. So I am considering at this point you have a maximum deflection, that is at this point you have a maximum deflection. So when it comes to this one, you are substituting this point here at x is equal to, at y is equal to yc, x is equal to L by 2. I am substituting here. What happens? It will be ei that is ei y is equal to w by 12 into L cube by 2 cube, that is 8, minus w into L square by 16 into L by 2 plus 0. Okay, that is L by 2 plus 0. Here you have L by 2 plus 0. So here you are taking the value. Here you are considering the value, substituting the value and simplifying this equation. Simplifying this equation. So what happens here? Simplify this one. Ei y is equal to w L cube by, here it is w L cube by WL cube by 96 minus WL cube by 32. Here it is WL cube by 96 minus WL cube by 32. Okay, simplify this one. Ei y is equal to, what happens if we simplify this one? You'll get WL cube by 48 EI. Here you'll get minus WL cube by 48 EI. Here you'll get a value as, it will be, take the LCM, the LCM will be 96. Okay, 96 will go here 3 times. WL cube minus 3WL cube, it will be, when you simplify this one, minus 2WL cube by 96. It is WL cube by 48 minus WL cube by 48. EIY is equal to, EIY is equal to minus WL cube by 42. Y is equal to minus WL cube by 48 EI. This is the deflection at point C. Ima, is it clear? This way you have to calculate the deflection for a simply supported beam with a midpoint loading. Is it clear? It is a
Yes,
negative
sir. Yes,
value.
sir.
Negative value indicates that the deflection is acting in a downward direction. You can write it as WL cube by 48 EI acting in a downward direction. You take the sign and you can write it as it is acting in a downward direction. Is it clear? Okay. This is one derivation. In the similar manner, you have a derivation for uniformly distributed load. Then you have a derivation for a cantilever beam with a point load, cantilever beam with a uniformly distributed load. Okay. You can refer the problem. Next, you have one problem. That is page number 518, problem number 12.1. You can refer the problem on this one, page number 518, problem number 12.1. You can refer page number 518, problem number 12.1 in the R.K. Bansal textbook. You can refer page number 518, problem number 12.1 in the R.K. Bansal textbook, and you can solve the problem. Direct formula and substitution will be there. Okay, directly you have a formula and substitution. Here he has given a beam 6 meters long, a beam 6 meters long. Here he has given a beam 6 meters long, simply supported at its end. It carries a point load of 50 kilonewton at the center. The moment of inertia he has given, and the material E of the material he has given. Calculate the deflection at the center of the beam and slope at the support reactions. Calculate the deflection of the center of the beam and slope at the support reactions. Okay. Is it clear? Okay, this session is only for 45 minutes. It is going to end within 4 minutes. So I will take the attendance, go through it, go through this derivation from the textbook R.K. Bansal. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the next class. You can also refer the derivation relation between radius of curvature, deflection, and you can refer the derivation. Okay, I will take the attendance. Okay, I am ending the session. If you have any doubt, you can refer it. You can contact me in the next class. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for attending.